Welcome back to my channel and to a flashlight review. Throughout this upcoming hunting season, you're going to be seeing me use a lot of Vastfire lights. Now they offer many different types of lights for camping, biking, hunting, you name it, anywhere in between there, they have a flashlight for you. They have headlamps, blood tracking lamps, and this particular flashlight that I'm going to be reviewing today is one of the brightest flashlights available. It has dual use, it has a lantern and a flashlight, and it also has a built-in power bank. You can run or charge your cell phone off of that, or charge and run other objects that have USB. So that power bank option is going to be a great feature. I'm going to do a quick unboxing, but then I'm going to be taking it out and putting it to work, showing you how bright I think it is, showing you some of the different features it offers. Let's check out the box. So we do get a very minimalistic packaging here. There's no writing or advertising here on the outside of this package. We're going to open it up. We do have a package inside here, all kinds of goodies. Here's a USB cable. I believe these may be battery holders. Inside here we have our flashlight. It's well protected there with bubble wrap. So as you can see, the light does have a lanyard here that's adjustable. Also is removable there with a clip. Moving on down here, we do have our USB port, and that is our built-in power bank, and also a charge port here to charge the internal lithium batteries. Now this flashlight does run on two 26,000 by 650 rechargeable batteries, and they are included. Those are some mammoth size rechargeable batteries. There is nice grip serrations here to get a good grip. You can see here there's a power button, and there's also an LED indicator there to show you what type of battery level you have left. You can turn this cycle through different light modes. It also does have a side LED, and that is for a camp light. Going to blind you there, and there's different functions on that: high, low. There's also a red and then a red strobe, so you can cycle through those. Up front here on our lens, you can see a nice glass lens there, and it does have focusing capabilities. You can simply slide that in and out to focus your beam or to give a more of a floodlight. That has a really nice movement there. This flashlight is also waterproof, and you can see again it's from Vastfire. So as promised, I am going to be using this flashlight. I'm going to be testing the durability and the longevity of these rechargeable batteries. I'll set up some sort of test that's going to show you how long this will run on high power mode. It's advertised, I believe, as around 4 hours of light. And again, this is one of the brightest flashlights that Vastfire has to offer. So I'm anxious to see how it does outside in the dark. I'm going to be using this and showing you different examples and how the functions work. I'll test that power bank capability, and I'll also recharge these batteries and see how long that process takes. So stick around, lots more to come on the Vastfire 5000 lumen flashlight. Now it's been nearly a month and a half since you saw me do the original unboxing. In that time, I've used at least one of these Vastfire lights probably every single day since then in one form or another. Now I'm focusing on the P90 in this review, but as I had mentioned, Vastfire has a whole host of lights, and basically a light for every need you might have. Now in that time I've did some testing, and we're going to start out with the longevity test. I set up a little bit of a time lapse with this P90. I had the batteries fully charged up, and I was able to get 3.5 hours of runtime, of continuous runtime from this flashlight. I was quite happy with that. Of course, if you're running it on low or on red mode, both of those consume a lot less power, and you'll get even longer run times, but a continuous runtime of 3.5 hours from this flashlight. Now I have found this light very useful in this past month and a half, whether it would be on the farm here, using an everyday use. I could check the welfare of my cattle very easily. You could reach out there several hundred yards and see the cattle nice and clear with this light. But I also use this on a hunting trip, or if you're in a camping situation. It has this side LED, which is actually very bright. and you can turn that on and actually set it down and illuminate a large area or a work table or a table that you're preparing food on. I found that very useful, that you can use that side lamp to give more of a flood effect and set it on a tabletop like this. You could also possibly hang this with the lanyard and give a lantern effect with the side light. Now these flashlights are extremely bright. The LED bulbs and these large capacity batteries give off a ton of power. And when you're comparing it to something similarly sized, the old standby that had the halogen bulbs, there's just simply no comparison whatsoever. Now I am the hunting farmer, so I do quite a bit of hunting, and we've used these lights quite extensively for that. Recently, my son had harvested a deer at night. We had to do some blood tracking. We found these bright white lights to be extremely useful. And when you do the combination between the headlamp and this handheld unit, it was excellent and easy tracking. Now the headlamp, of course, would shine anywhere your head looked, but I would use this as supplemental light to possibly shine behind you or out to the sides. The combination of these two really did make finding his deer extremely easy. Now I did also briefly test this blood tracking light. It has a UV bulb in it. Now this does have red, green, and that UV. The UV light is supposed to aid you in blood tracking. I did not find it extremely helpful. There's no doubt that the UV light, especially shining it on something white or your camo, really makes things stand out. I just found when we were blood tracking, there was a lot of dew on the ground, and I didn't find a huge difference between the blood and the dew with this UV light. I'm sure it may work in certain situations. I just found myself gravitating towards the bright white light. These made it extremely easy to find. Now this light has an extremely durable aluminum case. I found the build quality to be excellent. Of course you have the zoom in and zoom out. You can focus that beam or you can make it more of a floodlight. That still works extremely well, even around use here on my farm with the dust and the dirt. That still works well. The aluminum case here has held up and it seems strong and durable. This flashlight with the batteries inside weighed in at 1 pound, 4.8 ounces. Now a unique use that I found for this is wildlife spotting. Some people might call it shining or spotting. You often think of a great big 1,000,000 candle watt flashlight for that. That you would plug into your car's cigarette lighter. I have found this to be very useful for that. It has an extremely bright flashlight, and like I had showed it on high, you can run it continuously for up to 3.5 hours. That's how it did in my test. So I would take this out spotting. It's lightweight enough, easy to maneuver, and you can easily see the wildlife using this. I found that very handy. One last thing I wanted to touch on with both this flashlight and the headlight mount there, they both have USB ports on them, so you can use these as a mobile power bank. You can plug in your cell phone and charge it right off of this flashlight or right off the headlamp. I've used that several times. It worked well and it's quite handy. Now those were the pros and the testing as I saw them. Are there any cons? Well, there was one con that would have stuck out to me, and that has to do with the power button here. When you press the power button, you're on high mode right away, and you can cycle through by pressing it again. You're on low. If you press it again, you're in strobe mode. There's no way to go from high to turn it off. That's definitely a bit of an inconvenience. I wish there was a way that you could. I definitely use the high mode the most, but no matter what, when you had it on high, you have to cycle it through the next two modes in order to turn it off. That can be a bit of annoying and a little bit of an inconvenience, so I put that down as a con. Otherwise, these lights really did perform flawlessly, and I think they're a great bang for your buck. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you. Put it down in the comment section. I'm going to put a link to the Vastfire lights down in my description if you're interested in purchasing one or finding out more information. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.